What's up, guys? How are you? It's time for a Thursday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And we are down the juice from last night. A 2-2 night for us last night. I got a couple things I want to say about what happened last night. So the Nerfy misses. Royals 12 games in a row. That comes to a halt, which happens at times when you get involved and you're late to a trend. It happens. The under gets blown up because the Royals scored 8 runs themselves. But the Pirates team total comes in under 3.5 runs for them. That cashed. And the Pacers and the Knicks, that was easy. That was the BettingPros play of the day. That flies over thanks to overtime. Pacers take game 1 in unbelievable fashion against the Knicks on the road. The Pacers, again, I'm telling you, the Pacers are live. I took them at plus 125 to win. I don't know, by the way, I'm trying to figure these things out because we do that show on Tuesday, and the live show, it's supposed to be daily juice plays, but it's difficult to keep track of plays on that show and then plays on this show. So I got to kind of figure out a better way of keeping track. I think what I might start to do is I may just put the plays from the Tuesday show onto the BettingPros app. Now, most of the time I'm taking bets from this podcast and just talking about them, but I do add, I have the Pacers at plus 125 to win the series. And so Pacers win game 1. We're going to get, if the Pacers take game 2, we're going to get a great price on the Knicks to kind of hedge and guarantee profit, or just let it ride and see what Indiana looks like. So I don't know how, if you watched that show on Tuesday, I told you take the Pacers at plus 125 to win the series, and they did what they did last night. We were on the over, so we got that, and we'll see what happens in game 2. One thing on baseball. We are not going to win every day. So when I lose the Nerfy, and I told you last night that, hey, if that game's high scoring, it could be a bad day. I lost 3 bets on that play, okay? So I ended up winning on a couple other things in hockey and taking Dallas to win, and Dallas won the hockey game. Crazy hockey game. 5 goals in the third period for Dallas. They probably shouldn't have won that game, but they won the game. So I had some other bets that I cashed on, but I missed 3 bets, including the Royals team total under 2.5. Yeah, right. That was dead at the first inning. So people were mad on the Discord channel. The number of bets that I'm going to make over the course of a Major League Baseball season will be in the hundreds. In the hundreds. If you don't understand the betting that I do, the trend betting that I do, then don't follow me. Because if you think that betting the Royals team total under is a bad trend, like somebody wrote on our Discord channel last night, you shouldn't be betting. I mean, when you go through the number of games the Royals have had and the number of bets that we have cashed on the Royals team total under, missing 1 bet and winning 4, either you understand that 4-1 is really good, or you should go and not be watching this podcast. You should be betting somewhere else, or even betting at all. I'm not sure you should be even betting, okay? That trend of the Royals team total, I will go right back to it tomorrow. They don't play today, but I'll go right back to it tomorrow. Betting trends, and we bet the Pirates the last 2 days, and the Pirates team total has been good. I don't even know who the Twins pitcher is today, and I'm betting the Pirates team total under. I don't know. I don't even know yet. It doesn't matter to me. Just like yesterday, didn't matter to me who was pitching. It's just based on principle. It's now been 26 consecutive games for the Pirates where they haven't scored more than 4 runs. They scored 3 yesterday, but they haven't scored 5 runs in 26 consecutive games. That's a really profitable trend. You don't have to bet with me. I'm just telling you what I'm playing. Do what you want with the information. But the Royals team total trend is just straight money. The Pirates team total trend is straight money. Now, things happen. Games go over. Nerfies miss. 12 straight Nerfies didn't come in. What should you bet tomorrow? You should bet no run in the first inning for the Royals game tomorrow. You should. Just because something misses once So there's an awesome book that I've told you guys in the past to go and read, and it really helped to shape myself as a gambler. It's called Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, former professional poker player. And in that book, she's going to explain to you that just because the outcome is not profitable or successful, it doesn't mean that your process is wrong. It doesn't mean that you didn't have the right methodology, research, information to come to a play, that you should not be always considering the outcome as justification or as any type of rationalization as to whether or not it was a good or bad bet. Good bets lose. Bad bets win. It's how did you get to that bet? What way did you get to that play? That is the most important thing. And that's what I try to show you guys on this podcast is process. How do I get myself to this bet? What do I use? What information am I looking at? How am I finding my way to these plays? That is how you should be betting. I'm a trend better. Some people don't bet trends. I like betting trends. It has no bearing. What happened yesterday has no bearing on today. Bottom line, okay? Just like when you walk to a roulette table, if black has hit 10 straight times, the next spin, the previous 10, had nothing to do with it hitting on black. Okay? Either you get that or you don't. So that's my rant for the night on these things, but understand how we're doing this. Just because the Royals team total missed yesterday doesn't mean it's a bad bet to keep betting it, because I will. If you guys are looking for a place to play, we have a new offer for you guys. Our friends at NoVig. They have a new way to test your sports knowledge. NoVig, no house edge. That's it. NoVig is live in over 40 states, including many states like California, Texas, and Georgia that don't have legal online sports betting, and it is available on the iOS and the Android systems. Right now, you can get 50% off your first coin purchase up to $25 when you use the code DailyJuice at bettingpros.com/Novig. That's bettingpros.com/Novig. Code is DailyJuice. Must be 21 or older. Terms and conditions will apply. Check for which states. If you're watching this on the Daily Juice video on the YouTube channel for Betting Pros, you can see which states are available and which states are not. It is not available in Nevada, not available in Tennessee, not available in Alabama, not available in Louisiana, but it is available in over 40 states here in America. Now, reminder also on the offer for Betting Pros Premium. That is still going on right now. If you guys want to download the Betting Pros app and check out the prop bet cheat sheet for tonight's NBA game or tonight's Major League Baseball slate or the NHL game tonight, I'll give you 2 bets in those games coming up here in a second, but 7 days free. Download the Betting Pros app. Use the code JUICE to get 7 days free trial right now to bet smarter, not harder. 7 days of Betting Pros Premium. Download the app. Use the code JUICE to unlock exclusive betting tools, including NBA player prop, the cheat sheet, and so much more. Download it today and use the Betting Pros code JUICE for a 7-day free trial. Okay, like I mentioned, I'm going to bet and keep betting trends. The Pirates bet has been very good to us last 2 days. We're betting it today. They're playing the Twins. I do not know who is pitching for the Twins at the time of taping. So there is nothing. There's no numbers out really for this game. There is a total of 9 that's out at FanDuel at the moment, but there's nothing up at DraftKings. I do not know what we're going to see here at anywhere else. It's just basically we're going to hope and pray that we get a 3.5, and hopefully the books don't do anything stupid like they did with the Royals yesterday and came in and said, yeah, we're going to give you a 2.5 total. If there's a 2.5, it's almost we might need to bet over just on principle for the whole thing. But until the Brewers determine who's going to pitch, we don't know what the numbers is. FanDuel is the only book in the world at the moment that has any numbers. It's set at 9, so there's a good shot that we're going to get a 4.5 for the Pirates team total, and we will bet the under. So you have to check with me on the Betting Pros Discord channel. bettingpros.com/chat as the starting pitcher gets announced and the numbers come up. We'll see the team total for the Pirates, and hopefully we're going to see a 4.5, and we're going to bet under. If it's 3.5, we'll probably bet under as well. 2.5, I probably won't, but 3.5 or higher for a team total for the Pirates against the Brewers, we will most likely bet it. In fact, I'm pretty confident we'll bet it here for our first play of the day officially. So we'll wait and see how that all plays out. If you want something else and you don't want to bet the team total or don't want to wait and you're an overnight person and you want to bet it, I do think betting the Red Sox to win today is a good play up against a really bad Orioles team. The Red Sox with Giolito, he's kind of gone weird. Giolito's gone bad start, good start, bad start, good start, and the last start was bad. But they've won the last 2 starts that Giolito has made, and the Orioles have lost the last 2 starts for them. Hold on, with the guy that they're tossing for tomorrow, the Orioles are tossing Cade Povich, who's 1-3 with a 5.23 ERA, giving up 8 home runs already this year. The Orioles are 8-17 on the road, but the Orioles just snapped an 8-game losing streak with an 8-4 win in 11 innings up against the Brewers. Speaking of the Brewers, so on the road, this road trip is now 1-2, but they got swept by the Twins, they got swept by the Nationals, and they lost the first 2 games of this road trip against the Brewers. Orioles are 16-32. They are 13 games back of the Yankees already. And the Red Sox have kind of been a middling team here at 25-26, but I do think Boston wins. So Red Sox money line is a good play. If you need something extra here, if you don't want to wait for the team total to come out for the Pirates, Red Sox minus 121 is what I got at Circa tonight in Vegas. But 125, Red Sox money line up against the Orioles tonight is a good play. All right, let's talk Florida and Carolina. 6-1 final in game number 1 of, 5-2 final. 5-2 final for the Panthers up against the Hurricanes. Took them apart. In the regular season, the Panthers scored 6, 6, and 1 goals. So of the 4 games these teams have played so far this year, over 2.5 goals has been hit 3 of 4 times. 3-1 to the over for the Florida Panthers. I just can't trust any of the goaltenders for the Hurricanes, and I can't bet on Carolina to win this game at home, even though they really have to. The Carolina Hurricanes have been swept in their last 13 Eastern Conference Finals games. 13 straight. They've lost 13 straight games. So they're due to win here, but I'm not betting against a team like that. They should win. Carolina should win tonight. But laying 130 on a team that's lost 13 straight Eastern Conference Finals games, no, not betting it. But I'm also not taking Florida because I do think Carolina can win this game tonight. However, I think we're going to see offense from both teams. I don't mind a play on the over, but just given, again, the way that Carolina has played and how poorly they have played, I need 3 goals out of the Florida Panthers, and I'm going to take it. Why? Well, they scored 5 in game 1. They scored 6 goals in the game going back on the 30th of November and the 29th of November. They scored 6 and 6 in a home against Carolina, and they at home lost 3-1 to Carolina. Now, we know Carolina wants to play a more tighter to the vest type of game, but I can't trust the goaltending. I think Florida is just on one right now, how they're playing, how great they've been offensive, and I think there are a lot of angry Panther players after what happened in game number 1 with Marchand getting the puck shot at him, intentionally, then getting a fighting major. It's a whole big issue. So we'll see what happens here, but this is going to be a very interesting game. I think we can get a lot of power plays here. I like Florida to go over 2.5 goals. Panthers over 2.5 goals at minus 135. And finally, we go to the NBA, where we're going to see game 2 between Minnesota and Oklahoma City. The number is 7.5. I don't mind laying it here with the Thunder, but it's 7.5. It's such a crazy number to lay. I don't feel comfortable telling you to do it officially. I will lay it with the Thunder, but not officially. Thunder were 32-14-2 ATS at home this year, and they've been really, really good in the last 2 home games. They've won by 32 and 26 in their last 2 home games, covering 8.5 and 7.5 easily. On the other side, we've seen the Timberwolves cover in 3 of their last 5 games, but lost by 26 points to Oklahoma City. They hadn't lost a game like that almost, has it been all year? I think it's all year. No, they lost by 26 to the Knicks at home back on the 19th of December. So in 2025, we hadn't seen a loss like that for the Timberwolves. Now, should they bounce back? Yes, they should bounce back. But I think the better play is the total at 214.5. The game 1, it went under 219 because OKC played great defense, and the offense fell apart, frankly, the defense fell apart in the second half, in the fourth quarter in particular, for Minnesota. They gave up 114 points. I don't think they really want any part of doing that, and they only scored 88 points. I think they're going to take the air out of the ball. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a slow game, a low-scoring game, and you look at some of the games for Minnesota. So the last game went under. The other road game against the Golden State Warriors, 201.5. That game flew over. It was 117-110, but the game before that, in game 3, it was 201.5, and it went under. So I just think, and then the last time against the Lakers on the road was 210.5. It was under by 11.5 points. On the flip side, for OKC, last game went under. The final 2 games against Denver went over by 4 and by 7 at 214 and 219. But the previous 3 games of that series all went under by 4.5, 49, and 15. I just think Minnesota got a taste of the speed of OKC, and I don't think they're going to want to do it again. I think they're going to want to try to slow it down, try to stop fouling, try to stop sending SGA and company to the foul line and giving them free points, and thus keeping the tempo down and keeping the scoring down. I'm going to play the under 214.5. It may be up to 215 in the morning. You may get that because people are betting it over. But just like last night, where we saw all the money come in on the under for the Knicks and the Knicks and the Pacers, that game went off, I think, at 211 or 212. That game went out, 220. We bet over 224. I think it closed at 222.5. That's what it did. So, I mean, it was what, 175, 180, or sorry, 275, 280 on that. Game went into overtime, but in regulation, the game went over. So I don't think we're going to get that big of a laugher here towards the under, but I do think the under is to play at under 214.5 or 215. I got 214.5. There may be some 215s in the market by the time you guys are listening and watching to the Daily Juice. So plays for today. Pirates team total under 3.5 or 4.5, depending on what the books put up. There is no number at the moment, but I am going to bet that here coming up for today officially on a Wednesday. Under 214.5 for Minnesota and Oklahoma City, and the Panthers over 2.5 goals tonight up against the Carolina Hurricanes at minus 135. Those are the plays for the Wednesday edition of the Daily Juice podcast. Wherever you guys get your podcasts, do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe to the BettingPros YouTube channel. If you are an audio-only listener, I know things have changed a bit for you guys. You're getting some different advertisements. You're getting some different mentions. Okay, it's all getting worked out. But leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, for that matter. Spotify lets you do comments now. Leave a comment, leave a review. Help us grow the podcast audio-wise as much as what we do video. We tend to push things more on YouTube, but we're not going to ignore you audio people. We very much appreciate your time that you spend with the podcast, listening to the podcast, wherever you guys get audio podcasts. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts, audio or video. It is the Daily Juice.